In the first role I took in the company, I was profoundly fortunate to have the opportunity to work with fast-paced customers in the communications industry. And that experience gave me a sense of urgency, or I learned the sense of urgency that was needed to be successful in this business. I since took on multiple roles in the company, including leading the product management function for the largest division. And in the most recent role prior to my current assignment, I was the vice president and general manager for the wireless business. Put a team and strategy in place to accelerate our innovation in that space and grow our business. And we're very pleased with the progress we're making in the wireless business. Some of you may have seen the progress we're making in 5G relative to that business. With that, let me get started. Some key messages you're going to hear from me today. First, CSG is #1 in its markets with opportunities to grow. Second, we have transformed our organization to industry focus, which I believe is creating a differentiation for the company and a competitive advantage for decades to come. Number 3, a powerful example of that differentiation is witnessed by the first mover advantage we have gained in 5G by anticipating this trend and investing early. Fourth, while we've always had great relationships with our customers through the decades, we're deepening those relationships with our solution focus as we are now generating outcomes for them that were not possible by just selling them products. And 5, while we have kept the focus on growth, we equally put attention on operational discipline that is needed to be able to deliver to our commitments to the street. Let me start by giving you an overview of CSG business. Communication Solutions Group, I'll refer to as CSG, $1.7 billion business, roughly half the size of the company. Our mission is focused on delivering communication solutions to 2 different end markets, the commercial comms and the aerospace and defense and government business. In both cases, we are delivering increasingly software-based solutions to our customers to solve problems that are not just specific to one customer type or to part of one customer set, but to an entire ecosystem. All the way in commercial communications, from chipsets to the clouds, we provide the total solution for the industry. While the revenue was down and our operating margins were flat in 2017, we believe the approach that we are taking with providing a total solution for the ecosystem is starting to generate momentum in our end markets, as evidenced by the fact that our order rate in 2017 ended on a positive trajectory of +4%, and in the most recent quarter, we delivered solid double-digit growth in orders. Since formation of CSG, we have been reflecting on what does it take for us to get our business positioned for growth. And our initial observations then remain very relevant today. We looked at our end markets and we figured out that 5G was a big trend that we need to play in, which would attract a lot of investments. The geopolitical dynamics in the globe were changing, and by aligning with those geopolitical dynamics, we could generate more growth for the company. While we've always been focused on operational excellence as a group, our solution focus requires us to innovate on our operational excellence model so that we continue to keep pace with the value generation expected through the cycles. The specific actions that we have taken in the last 18 months are to accelerate our transformation to industry focus by providing solutions to our customers. Ron refers to the deep sense of urgency with which we engage with our markets. There's also a side effect of that sort of engagement model that we have, which is pretty unique in our industry. We're now able to aggregate the requirements of our end customers across the ecosystems. As someone that ran the wireless industry focus group, I can tell you in no uncertain terms, this enables us to make decisions faster, and in many cases enables us to align resources dynamically with opportunity, so we're really accelerating our progression. We're very pleased with the number of solutions we've launched, at 50 new solutions, but there's more to come. As we engage with our market-making customers and we're engaging with our end ecosystems, we are identifying challenges that are unsolved and unmet needs of our customers, and we're able to expand the contribution that we can uniquely make. From an organizational perspective, we've developed the organization to have increasing software capability to be able to deliver to our mission. And an example of that is the first mover advantage we're gaining in 5G with the successful integration of Anite that Ron spoke about. We have specific operational initiatives in place to continue to deliver to margin expansion, and I'll touch upon that in a few slides from now. Some of the big accomplishments we have made, I would say, can be summarized as saying where we have focused, whether it is 5G, whether it's 100G or 400G on the wireline side, or whether it is in the electronic warfare or signal monitoring, we have actually moved the needle materially for the company. And more importantly, in our end markets, as you look at the overall growth profile that we study, we feel like these have been bright spots in our end markets, and we have captured these bright spots and thereby gained share in our end markets. Some of you may have studied that we have $100 million plus of orders in 5G, and we see an accelerating trend for that moving forward. Our formula for success relies on solving our problems by bringing together a unique set of measurement platform and software capability that are unmatched and often result in creating outcomes for our customers that are not ordinarily possible. At the foundational aspect of our solution strategy are the broadest breadth of measurement platforms that we have that cross multiple domains, whether it is RF or whether it's digital or whether it's photonics. We have the expertise, we have the measurement platforms, and we're number one with our measurement platforms with our customers. While we're in the lead, Jay referenced all the innovation that's happening in our central KTO organization. To maintain that lead, we're investing to do so. We're going higher in the value chain. We are looking at our customers' end problems in the ecosystems and solving them by enabling their workflows, and this results in tremendous productivity for our customers. What enables us to do this organically as a company is the fact that we are now purpose significant organizational capacity to the outside world, to engage with our lead customers and work with them. Our industry experts now understand our customers' business environment and their business challenges, along with their technical challenges, and then come into the organization with the insights they learn, and we're able to now stitch together the insights with the platform approach we have in hardware and software and solve their problems uniquely. CSG is a $1.7 billion business again in a $7 billion market, so we're excited about the opportunities we see in our markets, and we're focused on some key drivers that we believe will generate growth for our end markets. In the commercial communications segment, it's all about the explosive data growth that's occurring. Our customers are innovating to this trend to lower the cost per bit and energy per bit, which are two key KPIs in that end market. We also believe that there will be new business models as 5G rolls out flexibility for operators to deploy compute and connectivity to bring out new applications and thereby improve their businesses. China's transformation from a manufacturing economy to an innovation economy is a positive driver for our business. There are many, but these are sort of the top three drivers which lead us to believe our market growth rates for the next 3 to 5 year period would be in the 3 to 5% range in the commercial communications market. In the aerospace and defense market, there are trends for modernization as technology adoption is needed to solve security challenges of the future. We believe this is a positive dynamic. While historically this business has been very stable and has been representative of the global GDP, we believe increasingly that a large fraction of that defense spend will go to technology advancement, which should be a positive driver for our business. The market growth rate in the aerospace and defense communications business is projected to be 2 to 3% for the next few years. So what is our strategy to create value? First, it's about winning in technology waves by being first to market and advancing them through software solutions. A big technology wave that's currently playing out is 5G, and we're well positioned by enabling an entire ecosystem to be successful. Second, it's about growing through defense modernization solutions. And third, it's about retaining focus on our operational excellence. I'll now do a deep dive on each of these three areas. This is a very important slide that speaks to our central theme of solution focus. As we are creating outcomes for customers that are enabling their business, in many of our customers' end markets, there is tremendous change that technology is enabling. Multiple industry verticals around the world are being touched by this ubiquitous connectivity and computation power that's available. And so our customers, recognizing the shifts that we are making from a product-centric organization to a provider of solutions, are engaging us in some of these newer trends that are playing out, which will play out as a driver for our business over the next 5 years. And this creates a good roadmap for us beyond some of the areas where we are currently focused on. Now let me give you a deep dive on the commercial communications business. In the commercial communications business, it's all about technology waves that are driving growth across the entire ecosystem. And I call it an ecosystem because it represents a connected set of customers. You can think of component makers and chipset providers as providing the foundational blocks to device companies and to NEMs. And you can think of data centers and clouds and as the entire ecosystem. Across this value chain, there's ongoing innovation that occurs to keep pace with the needs of the market. This industry has a very high technology orientation to it, which we like, and this causes our customers, who are often want to be first to market, to invest early in the cycle, and which creates a richer opportunity for us in R&D. Ron referenced the shift that we're making in this business to be more focused on early R&D engagements. This aligns very well with our strategy. There's a very healthy test regime in place in this part of the business, whether it is due to standardization or local regulatory needs in different countries of the world, or the operators or service providers who had additional layers of testing. We believe this is a very positive dynamic for our business, and we're well positioned to take advantage of it as we have started to provide end-to-end solutions for our customers in this space. Let me now touch upon a topic that is probably front and center for a number of you, which is 5G. This slide was put together a month ago, so some of the dates have already slipped, not the dates slipped beyond the dates of progress forward, I should say, due to the industry acceleration that we all witnessed at Mobile World Congress. For those of you who were there, you probably saw new announcements from operators across the globe to commercialize 5G, and more firmer plans from a number of operators to basically pull forward the timelines of 5G. So pretty impressive landscape. Couple of takeaways. First, you see North America and Asia leading the pack with 5G, and you see a lot of operators recognizing that the current spectrum efficiencies they gain in 5G could be better than what they're gaining in 4G, and therefore there's a real business case for them to be successful. There's obviously multiple sort of innovation threads that are occurring in parallel. The lower frequency version of 5G, the millimeter wave, or the more revolutionary, harder part of 5G, and then there's the standalone version of 5G, where 5G would be a standalone service, and there's a part of 5G which would overlay with 4G. These four parallel innovation threads that are occurring are a very positive dynamic for our business. Our customers have to innovate to keep pace with these four threads, and right now the industry acceleration is actually causing our customers to continue to look at ways to build capability in their organizations to participate in 5G more holistically. We believe this creates a positive dynamic for our business for the next 3 to 5 year period. The number one question that I get from folks is, what does 5G represent for Keysight? What is the opportunity here? Obviously, I spoke about the four big innovation threads in 5G. No matter which innovation thread our customers start with, they're often trying to target the entire ecosystem with their solutions. And they would have to upgrade their entire capabilities that they have, the lab capabilities and equipment they have, to be 5G ready. So that in itself is an opportunity for us. But an area of the market and the industry where we feel like we're well positioned through the acquisitions we have had, first with Anite and now with Ixia, is in the software layers of test. We're going higher in the technology stack, and we're now able to emulate a total communication system end to end. That is a big differentiator for our company relative to our position in 4G. We're now participating in more test insertions for our customers and providing them a complete solution for their needs. In an industry where the complexity is high, the design cycles are shrinking, often working with one partner that has a one-stop approach is a big difference. A key example of this difference is the work that we're doing with chipset modem companies. You can think of Qualcomm and Intel as few examples. There are others. And the work that we're doing to connect their workflow with their customers, the device companies. In the past, our customers were used to dealing with siloed solutions from one supplier that would do protocol tests, somebody else that would do RF, somebody else that would do functional KPIs. We decided it was time to transform that. And we're providing a single platform for our customers to participate all the way from protocol test, but with a vision that that same platform would scale as they go into later lifecycle test needs. This is an example of what's possible in Keysight as we have successfully combined capabilities of an acquisition, Anite in this case, with our organic capabilities. This is an area of the market we focused on for quite some time, and we're making good progress in our end markets. 5G represents pretty big technology changes. All the way from just a basic waveform of 5G is different than 4G, to the digital interfaces, fundamentally different, the stack, different. Jay referenced the antenna topologies, very different, right? And the fundamental physics around how 5G signals travel over air, again, very different. So no matter what attributes of 5G you see, our customers have to innovate to basically upgrade their communication systems to make them 5G ready. And Keysight, because of the lead that we have had in this space and the investments that we've put in early, we are able to solve our customers' problems. And every customer we engage with, it's an opportunity for us also to gain some insights about the end markets that we continue to enable an ecosystem to be successful with. At Mobile World Congress, some of you referenced that we had a lot of partnerships and public press releases. We are beyond that. I believe we are enabling an ecosystem to demonstrate industry proof points and industry firsts. With Qualcomm, we showcased that millimeter wave can be made commercial and can be used for commercial communications. We showcased 4 gigabit per second throughput reliably for all the 4 days. And it was on display with the Qualcomm booth, and we also showcased this in our booth with the Qualcomm X50 modem chip. 4 gigabits per second is orders of magnitude greater than what you can get with today's 4G technology. Again, a very important industry proof point. With Intel, we showcased the industry's first 5G tablet downloading a 4K video, and it was very fast. We also made significant contributions to the narrowband IoT standards, and we continue to work with the China ecosystem that's forming around the IMT 2020. We're uniquely positioned. We're the only international company to be in many of those test regimes, and we're enabling that ecosystem to be successful in building a local infrastructure. So what does this mean from a 5G timeline? It's probably the second most asked question. I would say, let me just maybe paint the picture for you all the way from the left on the slide. We've started to engage with lead consortiums and research institutes very early in the 5G research phase to prove out the physics and to get our platforms revved up. All the work that we did then is enabling us to be successful today as customers have transitioned from maybe a research phase to a product phase, which is still very early days, and we're enabling the standards to form, and we're also learning from the trial activity that's currently underway. We believe this sets us up very nicely for commercialization to occur subsequently. One of the key differences with Keysight is we are not waiting for the standards to be ready. We're enabling the standards to happen faster. By engaging with 3GPP, testability aspects, and with our customers through the collaborations we have made over 60 contributions, 50% greater than any of our closest competitors in that space. So we're equally happy about the progress we're making with the 5G orders, and we believe our value proposition around the 5G platform is carrying through as customers who are compressed for time to market recognize the value they have with a partner that's invested to be first in this space and that has the experience to carry them forward. With that, let me transition to the other part of the presentation, which is around our aerospace and defense communications group. Excuse me. Our aerospace and defense communications business, the opportunities here are created by geopolitical dynamics. By nature, this is a very fragmented sort of ecosystem, where regionally sort of defined. Every country probably owns parts of the agency's prime contractor infrastructure, public safety, and supply chain. So this is a positive dynamic for our business. The mission critical aspect of this business is of very high value to us. It fits our paradigm of high performance, and often mission success, which is a matter of life and death, depends on having the right attributes of testing done earlier in the design cycle. We also believe that the decade-long program cycles are, again, a good ROI for our investments. And while defense budgets generally grow 2 to 3%, it's a very stable business and a stable place for us to invest. The public safety infrastructure continues to look for technology to innovate and improve the security environment. And our solution strategy is a very good fit for this marketplace. We start early with most customers in the simulation phase that Jay described, all the way to prototypes, to validation, and manufacturing. In the case of aerospace and defense, a device under test often costs customers millions of dollars to make, and therefore the amount of testing done, even in manufacturing, tends to be fairly high. And sustenance is a big part of our aerospace and defense workflow. Our customers, once they design us in, they want to see the sustainable supply chain in place for decades, because those programs last a long time. So again, our approach is a good fit for this marketplace. In the entire defense modernization that's taking place today, as defense agencies recognize the technologies needed to keep the world safe, we believe we've created a pretty impressive array of solutions, all the way from electronic warfare, radar, signal monitoring, the supply chain, and their operations, that enables our customers to be successful with this trend. Let me now give you an example of what that solution set looks like. Real-world threat environments today are pretty complex. You have multiple communication links with assets on the ground, talking to assets in the air and assets in the sea. And often these parts of these communication systems are designed by multiple companies. Therefore, it's very important that you test the interoperability aspect of it. In these systems, you can also imagine there are enemy radars and threats that are trying to track down the assets in a mission-critical environment. What we have done to enable this industry is to move this testing into a lab. And the lab in this case, and as the picture suggests, is the size of a football field, where you hoist a fighter jet. And Keysight, through its unique IP in hardware and software, is able to provide threat simulation solutions for hardware-in-the-loop simulation. This is, again, an important difference with us versus maybe in the past, where we would be selling a customer hardware that enables threat simulations. Here, we're providing a total solution for this industry, including the ability to bring real-world threats into the lab. This is a positive dynamic for this business, and our solution has been adopted by US DoD and multiple agencies around the world. I just touched upon two important parts of our strategy, which was to win in 5G and win in defense modernization solutions. But equally important is our focus on operational excellence in the CSG group. It starts through our innovation strategy. We get a very high leverage from all the innovation we do in our group. And equally important, I think Jay referenced the work and the progress we've made in modular and progressing our modular approach. We get considerable reuse inside the group for multiple solution sets, and also between CSG and EISG businesses, which are very important for us. We also are developing solutions on a common pathway framework increasingly. That also gives us a time-to-market advantage and also allows us to innovate, keeping the right sort of cost profile in mind. All these innovations that are leverageable are core to our solution strategy. They allow us to maintain our differentiation by investing in technology while still maintaining the 15% envelope that Ron referenced before. While we design our products, we keep in mind that our supply chain strategy that's needed to sustain the margin profile of those products through the entire life cycle. In many cases, we use value engineering techniques to lower the cost of our platforms over time, so we remain competitive and gain advantage in our gross margins with those products. In many areas, we have increased our manufacturing capacity to meet the demands for our high-frequency products that we see playing out in our marketplace. And third, it's about our rigorous focus on customer experience and quality management. We meet or exceed the minimum thresholds set by different ISO agencies and independent audits, and we ongoingly use our voice of customer processes to make continuous improvements to our operational practices. This is what customers are saying about us, and customer validation is very important for the changes our customers see. Often customers who have done business with us for decades are seeing us show up differently. In many cases, our solution approach is giving them a time-to-market advantage. A customer said to us, "We're seeing you very different in the 5G space than in the 4G space." The speed at which we are embracing opportunity is what our customers are saying, and we're becoming more strategic to our customers' workflow and our customer success. So I want to end by saying Keysight and CSG, we're a market leader positioned to drive revenue and earnings growth. We do that because our portfolio is repositioned to focus on higher margin R&D solutions with software content that Jay and Ron spoke about. We have successfully integrated acquisitions to augment our portfolio and expand our SAM. We have an organization that's focused on 5G and defense modernization opportunities that will be a positive driver for CSG business over the next few years. And we continue to see a strong momentum build for our based on our FY17 exit and our performance in the most recent quarter. I'm personally excited about the opportunities that we see in CSG and in Keysight to grow our business and more importantly, to serve our mission and charter, which is to accelerate innovation to connect and secure the world. With that, thank you very much for your time, and I would like to introduce Mark Pierpoint to speak to us about the Ixia Solutions Group. Thank you.